I'm Gary Witt, and the videos that you're watching all have to do with marketing psychology and the application of marketing psychology to the design of your marketing messages in such a way that it is going to help you differentiate yourself from the competitors that you have, and also to make your brand stand out in relation to your competitors. And it's done not through the features that your product has, but the emotions that it can create. Okay? Marketing psychology is the application of well over 100 years of studies on human emotion, persuasion, and learning to marketing. And I want to illustrate the depth of the study that needs to be done in trying to understand your target markets with a story. John buys a drill is the story. John walks into a hardware store and says to the clerk, "I'd like to buy a drill." Now, if you ask the clerk, what does this man want to buy? The clerk is going to say, duh, he wants to buy a drill. If you ask a first-year marketing student, they're going to smile and say, no, he doesn't want to buy a drill, he wants to buy a hole. That's one of the oldest saws in marketing. Unfortunately, unless the guy just really likes drilling holes in walls, doesn't want to buy a hole either. So you have to drill down now to the third level. The third level is the logical area. Okay? What is the logical satisfaction that John wants to buy? Because remember, the fundamental principle of marketing psychology is people do not want to buy what you're selling. They want to buy satisfactions. So what you should be doing is promising to sell them the satisfactions they want and using the features of your product as a way of proving you can deliver on that promise. So let's look at the third level down. The third level down is that what John really wants is to build his wife a spice rack for her birthday. And the drill is going to make it easier to make it, and it's going to make the spice rack itself prettier, looking nice for her. So that's the third level down. But in marketing psychology, you have to drill down 4 levels. The fourth level is the emotional level. And this is what is really driving John. Okay? In John's mind, when he started out with this whole idea, is a picture. She comes down the morning of her birthday. He holds it out and he says, "Happy birthday, honey." And she looks at it and says, "Oh, John, it's beautiful, thank you." She puts her arms around him and gives him a big kiss. That's John's emotional payoff for doing it. Right? John bought on the basis of logic and emotion. And in marketing psychology, that's what you have to use also in all of your marketing messages. Logic and emotion. Because generally, and I don't care what product it is, what service it is, what category it is, in general, people buy on the basis of emotion and they justify it on the basis of logic. There is always a logical component and an emotional component. But if all you're doing in your marketing is emphasizing or stimulating that logical component, and your competitors are also emphasizing the emotional component, then it's like you're in a boxing ring and you've got one hand tied behind your back. You're going to lose. This is why, for example, that Budweiser, with the great Budweiser commercials, right, spend so much money on feel-good ads with the Clydesdales, because they're not only selling logic of the beer tastes good, but the emotion surrounding the Budweiser name, like a great big halo. And that's what you can do too with your marketing messages, with what you offer to your consumers to make them feel good, as well as that they are making a logical, a value-driven buy. We'll be talking more about marketing psychology in other videos.